Hello there.
Well, hello there, troopers, and welcome back to General Economics Bunker. Thank you so much for joining me here on another fine Saturday night. How's everybody doing? How is your weekend going, or at least half of it? I hope that it's going amazing. I hope that you're getting a lot of stuff done. I hope that you're having fun, hanging out, getting some good food. And if not, hey, you still got Sunday, all right? You still got Sunday to turn it all around. But thank you once again for joining me here for our little bit of a late night hangout. You know how we do it. We like to come in here, chillax, talk, drink, and just have a merry good old time. So again, thank you, Bunker Bunch, for joining us here tonight. But we got a very, very special show tonight. Um, let's be honest, all of my shows are special, but tonight is extra special because I think actually now that I think about it, for the first time, I believe we have a guest tonight. We have a guest tonight. Usually, we solo this. We solo level this thing. But yeah, this it just kind of worked out. We've been wanting to do something together, and I was like, you know what? Why don't we hang out? We're both night owls, so why not? Jump in a live stream. But without further ado, we got a great, great friend of the channel, great, great friend of the community, great, great friend just personally. Somebody that is no stranger to the Bunker Bunch, but somebody that, thinking about it, it's been a hot minute. It's been a minute since he's been here, so very long overdue, in my opinion. Let's welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Brett. It's in the house.
What
What
up?
is going on, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome.
Cheers. Cheers.
Cheers to
I
that.
see some Spice Runners out there. Cheers to
Nice.
my
Yeah, yeah.
Spice Runners familia.
Always showing some support. Let me switch you around here because I feel weird looking the other way. There we go. All right, much better. So, welcome, man. Like I said, it's been a minute, man.
Yeah,
It's
man.
been a little while. So I'm glad
Yeah.
that this worked out tonight. Thank you for come jumping on. On a short
Yeah.
notice. You know me, I don't plan things. Like
That's
I was
right.
like, you know what? Let's do a live tonight. And I was like, oh, you know what? We
Right.
haven't talked to Brett in a bit, so why don't we do that?
Yeah, we always check in with each other all the time. I'm like, let's do something. All right, brother. And then everybody does their thing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And I
So
mean, I
yeah,
don't have to
no,
tell
thanks.
you. You know how it goes, right?
Oh
It's
yeah.
all crazy stuff all around.
Yeah. Thanks for
But
thanks for the invite, bro. I
no, you're
appreciate it.
kidding me. Of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Like I said, long overdue. And just like you mentioned, it's one of those things that I'm like, yeah, I gotta talk to Brett, and then it's like poof, and like a month goes
A
by,
month,
right?
yeah.
And
Same.
oh my lord,
Yep.
yeah, it's like you blink and the day is
Yeah.
just it's a blur. But before we
Yeah.
catch up with you, let me jump here and catch up with the chat. So we got Brett pulling double duty saying,
Ooh.
yo. We got Chris, the captain of the nerd squadron, saying, what's up, Bunker Bunch, bro? I saw you drop that lightsaber review. I'm gonna go watch that after this. Actually, I still need to catch up or finish catching up on last night's Spice Runners episode. I wasn't able to catch it live, but yeah, I'm catching up on it. We also got the Galactic Cantina saying, hello there. What's going
What
on? Thank
up?
you so much for joining us, man. I appreciate you. We got Bryant in the house saying,
Bryant, what's up?
hola. What's going on, Brian? How's the old continent treating you? I hope you're having fun out there, man. This dude's he's working on some pretty interesting stuff, actually. Some stuff that we all know and love around here, but I don't know if I can say it. So, Brian, hope that the work is doing good and that you're holding on out there, man, away from home, just a little bit more. We got Sexy Flexi in the house.
Flexi.
What is going on? Saying, good evening, fellow nerds. What's up, brother? Thank you so much for joining us, man. Brad saying hi to Flex. We got Rex in the house. Good
Rex,
evening,
what's
bro.
up?
What's going on, man? Bro, this man, just when you think like he's satisfied with all the cool stuff he makes, he just goes ahead and throws something new out there. Right? You see
Yeah.
his what did he call it specifically? His battle damage. Um,
The
I
camera.
guess like yeah, like the
Yeah.
camera
The
carrying.
Osmos, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Or
Like
the gimbal, the gimbal, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Dude, yeah, that thing looks
Looks tight, man.
sick. Hey, Brett says flex. Rex says flex. That rhymed. Brett saying, "Here we go. Hello there," says Dad Vader. What's going on, Mike?
What's up,
Appreciate you
Dad
joining us, man.
Vader?
Oh, look who it is. Look who it is. Fresh out of that colorful burlesque show. We got Price Runners Lounge. What is going on, brother? Appreciate you joining, man.
Admiral
Still
himself.
alive, I know. Why does this sound like porn music? I think you still have it in your head, bro. The show you just watched, so that's probably why. Super chat says collecting with cool. Eben says Brett. Brett says Eben. We got Raging Mando in the house. Spice Runners
What
Lounge
up?
because of where you were. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. Right. See. I'm not the only one.
Yep.
It's
Yep.
still rumbling up there. Haha. Says Eben. We got Ultra in the house saying hi to everybody.
What's
Eben
up?
feeling spicy. Says Mike. Yo. Says Brett. Always. Says Eben. Ultra saying about his eBay pickups for WWE. Good job. Um, Mike saying killer shirt, Eben. Yeah, dude, I saw that. I just saw that actually before going live. Brett says Eben again. Love you, mofos. Love you back. Brett sub guy says Mike Ultra with some more ringside collectible pickups. Good job, man. And look what it is.
Hell yeah, baby.
Dude, that is
Wait a minute.
crazy.
How did this happen? We're smarter than this.
Apparently not.
Dude, Evan, appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. And to that we say salud.
Salud.
Mm, delicious. Really appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much for the super chat, man. Means a lot. Especially when Japan is just around the corner,
Look
man.
who
Trust me,
just
I
showed
am
up in the chat,
freaking out.
brother.
I'll jump ahead. Where am I?
My sister from another mister down there.
Here we go. We got Janine
Yeah.
in the house. Hello
What's
there. What's
up?
up, Janine? Thanks so much for joining us. How you doing? How's your weekend going? Let me see. Let me catch up here. Yo, we need to get a monkey finger here too. Nice. No, we don't. That's Rachel. um, Ultra saying hi to Frankie Spice from there. I'll make you one, Mike. Promises are being made here.
Yes.
Hey, Ultra says Reggie Man, the Pats fan in the house. Hey, General and Brett, what's going on?
What up?
Custom monkey fingers. Oh, there you go. Sounds expensive. Give the general a salute with the thumb. Click that bad boy. Appreciate you, brother. And what he means is go ahead and boop that like button here on the
Yep.
stream so that the mythical YouTube algorithm knows that we are doing good. We're doing good for a Saturday night. And I think, like I said, I'm
Showing.
pretty sure this is our first guest spot here in this segment. So appreciate you,
Yeah.
man. Once again, hello there, says Chris from the Man Collects. What is going on, brother?
Man
Welcome.
collects. What's
Appreciate you,
up?
man. Pat saying hi to everybody. Brian said Evan, fresh out of the
Ken.
Empire Strikes Back. Exactly, dude. Yeah. Which looks like it was very fun. Salud, says Eben. Janine says Pat's fan. Brian says Eben. Reggie Mando saying hi to Janine. Ultra doing the same. Ken says Raging Mando. Janine says, I'm good, but only one more day of vacation left. Oh,
Oh shit.
dang it. Almost there. Almost there. But hey, at least I'm glad that you got some time to relax and unwind.
She got some
And I
3D
say that,
prints done.
I was gonna say, and I
She
say
wasn't
that loosely
relaxing. She was
because yeah,
working, man.
because she was working like
Did you
crazy.
see
I
the
saw that
bowcaster?
bowcaster. Yes,
Oh, dude, that
I
was
just
so tight.
saw just before coming live. I saw her. What is it? Blanking out. Her ET.
Yeah.
That ET also. That's
Yeah.
crazy. Hey, look who it is, Michelle. What is going
Michelle,
on?
what's up?
Saying, hey guys, what's up? Not much. I'm just hanging out here. Thank you so much for joining us. No monkey finger, please. Says Pat. um, Frankie says, now you're saying hi, Ken. Hi, Frankie says Janine. And then, hey, Frankie says, Michelle. Frankie saying, Michelle, I need to get back to Daredevil, man. Dude, so we'll talk about it, but I just want to put
Yeah.
it out there. I finally started after our live on Wednesday with Caden from Cantina Talk, and he's like, dude, seriously, he's like, just jump on it, like, don't get anything
This
spoiled. It's
season, yeah.
already so
Yeah.
much going on. I was like, you know what? You're right. So I made it to episode 5.
Okay.
From
I'm on
Wednesday
like 3.
to yeah, there you go.
Okay.
From Wednesday till last night, I'm on episode 5, so I'm almost caught
Okay.
up. Great idea, Frankie says Janine. Michelle says LMFAO, Frankie. Hey, Michelle says Pat's fan. Hi, Michelle says Janine. Hi, Ultra says Janine. Michelle saying hi to Pat's fan. Janine laughing. Dad Bear says, hey, enjoy that last day, Janine. Absolutely. Hey, Janine, says Michelle. Thanks, Dad, says Janine. Janine also saying, yes, it's great. Janine, you're killing with your 3D printing. Dude, yeah, it's kind of nuts. Actually, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and do this? Let me pull it up and maybe
Yeah,
we can share some of our stuff real
take a look.
quick before we jump into our main
While you're looking for that,
topics
I'll
here.
just say on Valentine's Day, my wife gives me a card and
Mm-hmm.
she says, there's a slip in there for some tickets for a show I'm going to take you to, and it's in April,
Mm-hmm.
and it's The Empire Strikes Back.
No way,
Yeah, I'm
dude.
like, what?
Yes,
I'm like,
yes.
okay, okay.
That's so
I'll have to
badass,
report
dude.
back on that.
Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, that's
Give us a full
hilarious
on
that he
review.
was talking about it. That's so funny.
That's hilarious, dude. Yeah, I saw Evans with the t-shirt actually.
Yeah,
But so Janine's been killing it with her
yeah.
printing. And by
That
the way,
ET
guys, if
is
you're not
so
following
nice.
Janine on Instagram, you definitely need to.
Yeah.
Um, but so the one that I saw, yeah, this one. Look at that.
Oh, I didn't see you put the sweatshirt on and the hoodie. That's nice. I like that.
Look at that. Yeah,
I saw it
that
before that. There it is.
that yes.
That's it
Look at
right
that.
there,
That's
dude.
insane. That looks so good though. Looks so good. And then the
I
last
like
one that I
that
saw
too.
right now was, well, I saw this one, but I saw this one. This is more of the finished product or getting to
Yeah,
the finished product. That is so crazy, Janine, doing a lot of cool stuff.
the
But that's just
bowcaster.
like the I guess the more recent stuff. She's been doing a ton of stuff.
Yeah,
Check all of that stuff out. Come on. Straw toppers for all
right.
of us actually. Stanley Cup enthusiast. And this is one that I want to show up. The base for these things, man.
Yeah.
I just look fire. I love these.
The other ones that are like the portraits that she does, those are
Yeah.
amazing.
Let me see if I can find. Well, I like this one, but just that's just the Mexican in me. I like that. But like, here we go. Like this ones, dude. This looks
Yeah,
awesome, dude. Freaking sweet. Check that out.
that right there. Yeah, the Joker. That's awesome.
Yeah, so many cool stuff. So yeah, guys, if you're not following Janine, you definitely need to. Um,
She needs to give us an update on the katana too. See how they've
yeah,
been doing on that.
yeah, very much
I
so.
know her and Scott both
Oh,
were hitting that.
look at these. I didn't see these.
Nice.
What?
I don't know how she gets time for all this.
That's what I was gonna say, dude. I
I mean,
barely
I
have
only have
time.
one machine, but I could still be doing stuff every day, and I just don't get a chance to like get stuff started. And she'll be like, "Oh, just got up for work. This is done."
Yeah. Oh yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah, this is crazy. These are awesome, man. This are these magnets? Oh yeah. 2.5 magnets. That's crazy. My mom collects magnets, so
Oh,
that's
nice.
why I'm like, oh, maybe I'm gonna have to hit Janine up.
Yeah.
Those look amazing, Janine. Good job. I haven't seen those. I guess you just posted them a little while ago. Um, but yeah, man. So yeah, shout out to Janine and not ever resting apparently. Especially not
Even
on
on
her vacation
vacation.
time. Yeah, exactly. But speaking of never resting, man, I want to catch up with you, dude, because been doing a ton of stuff.
Yeah.
Trying out new things. So
Yeah.
why don't you catch us up? Why don't you catch us up on what you've been doing for the past few months here?
Just like right now, I'm in this huge overhaul of my collection room.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting up. This is the only part of the room that's kind of organized. I'm sitting in front of my vintage cabinet. Um, we're gonna hopefully finish the floor tomorrow, and then some cabinetry. And then I've been hitting people up for ideas for like IKEA stuff, and
Nice.
I'm just trying to step it up a little bit, And then I'll start sharing that a little more with everybody. It's just when it's such a mess, you're kind of. I don't know that I'm embarrassed. It's nothing like that, but it's like nothing's really done to show. But
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I had a rough start to the beginning of the year, and I was just like, you know what? Like this is something we've been talking about doing, and it helps when your partner, my wife is like in agreement. Like
Yeah.
it just helps when they're all for it and support you.
It really
So she was
does.
like, yeah, do it. Go ahead, because she's not really a Star Wars fan. She loves, I think, that I love it. So when we go to
Yeah.
Disney, and we go to Galaxy's Edge. I think she's more into like my reactions to stuff,
Yeah.
when I meet Chewbacca and I'm wearing a dark side shirt and he's pushing me around and she's laughing. She don't get it,
Right.
I think she just enjoys that I have something I'm passionate about, So
Absolutely.
that I think is really prevalent a lot with a lot of people in our community. Like we were talking about Janine and Scott, together they're amazing because they both love things so much,
Yeah.
and you can hear Scott talk about it on Fridays. When she and I do streams, sometimes you can hear her talk about it there. And then
For sure.
the projects and the 3D prints and just, you know what I mean? Like the love for other things outside of Star Wars doesn't stop, but inside Star Wars, with Rex and everybody, Flexi doing all the aging up on stuff and people getting the autographs, Evan with his high class collecting,
Yeah.
Jeff Sage he got me into like getting autographs and stuff, So you start to meet people and you branch out and you get into all these new things. And I'm just trying to step things up, clean the room up a little bit, and then move forward to whatever the next phase of it is. But it's like I was telling somebody the other night, like I'm really big into vintage, and a lot of times some of the stuff I get in vintage is around the price of a hot toy.
Oh yeah.
So it's like
Very
hot
much so.
toys are classy and vintage might seem like outdated to some, but it's like when that's your goal, it doesn't really matter if it's a Marvel figure or a Nika or whatever. Just for me, my whole thing was like, I want to go back and get a lot of that stuff I missed as a kid. And when I was doing stuff like, say, 2002s or 2008, that stuff isn't holding a value so much as the stuff from like 78 to
Yeah.
85, right? So then you go back and you say, oh, I want to get into this stuff. And then you start seeing some of the prices, and you get into that part of the community that only deals with that stuff. And they see something from 2002 and they laugh. They're like, we don't even
Yeah.
mess with that stuff. So I don't know. I've just been really busy trying to kind of be careful about what I want to get because it's like I'm spending money to redo my room. I don't have money to collect. And then like I make the comparison of Hot Toys and maybe that's not fair, but it's the only thing I can think like $250 to $500
Yeah, I was gonna
range.
say I think that's pretty fair.
You start to get into those ranges with like the vintage and
Yeah.
it's just, everybody's different what they like. I still do get new stuff. I had a huge box show up the other day from Lax Ivrak. He gave me a vintage Ewok from
Nice.
Return of the Jedi, still on card. And then what was the other thing? It was the Padme, the perky Padme they call her.
Yeah.
The now I can't even remember what it was called, but it's still in the package on card, And those look like Hot Toys. Those are like a precursor to Hot Toys. They're like a 7-inch. Those are really cool. So I don't know. It just I did some traveling. I picked up some stuff like in Virginia and things like that, and looking forward to my next Disney trip.
Right.
We kind of talked a little bit about Galaxy's Edge, some things going on there. So I want to go back and see that, and just try to, I don't know, looking forward this year. Like I want to connect more with people. So like I was supposed to be this weekend. For instance, I was supposed to go to Ohio to the toy show.
To a toy show, yeah.
And Rex and I had talked about hooking up with Ed.
Right.
And those two did a video. And I was like, oh,
I
man, I
just saw.
missed it. I feel bad, But it's like we all become friends through this love of Star Wars. And then we branch into these other things that we're into. And it's just, I don't know, it's kind of cool. Like you get, you share the content, you become a content creator and things like that. And then you're like, you know what? I'm cool with seeing the same 10 people, 12 people. These are my friends. Like, I feel
Yeah.
like we could just meet up and just be like instantly high five, grab a drink, start talking shit, the new movies, Marvel, everything. Like, it's what we're into. We are our people, So a big part of what's been going on with me lately is just trying to stay in the now and accept things that I cannot change. Like things are going to happen and you just keep rolling, not to bring things down. My dad passed away right at the beginning of the year. One of my wife's best friend's husband passed away in his sleep 3 nights ago, and we did this tribute thing for him today. And you're just like, wow, things could just change in an instant. So like, I want to spend more time on things that I enjoy, things that I love, putting my time into that, The other night, I was telling you there was one of ours from the community having some issues. So I waited till he went live, and I got in there and super chatted him, and just trying to cheer him up. It's like money's not necessarily going to make him happy, but just say, dude, keep going, keep going. I say that to anybody doing this stuff. Like, just have fun, just enjoy yourself. Like, don't sweat the small stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And sometimes it's a little bit hard to explain, right, to people that are not um, content creators, so they don't follow this kind of stuff like as closely as we do, right? But it's pretty exhausting. If you let
Yeah,
it, it'll
yeah,
it'll run you down, bad. I mean, you and I, like you said, we keep in touch with each other. And how many times have I told you, like, dude, I am like, I don't know what to do anymore. I'm like,
right,
I feel like
right.
I'm on quicksand. Like I can't, it seems you cannot get, a good day, right? Like sometimes you feel like
Yeah,
there's a couple weeks, a month where you're like, dude, nothing is hitting. I'm exhausted. I keep making content. Nobody's watching,
yeah,
you're like, why am I even putting myself through this, right? But to your point and to your credit too, to be honest, you've always been like, dude, relax, this is all for fun. If
right,
this isn't
right.
working, right, and you've grinded enough time, then maybe it's not the right formula, right? Why don't we try something else?
Right.
Check out this, try this, maybe just tweak this a little bit more, and see if it
Yeah.
hits, right? And if not, hey, there's always another iteration we can try, right? Like
Right.
there's always something else.
Yeah.
And I've always appreciated that because you've done that for me for like, dude, almost since I started, right? I mean, pretty much since we came into each
Dude,
other's,
I had like twice the
circle.
subscribers as you, and was telling you that, and then you're like 5 times more than me, and we still, still gonna be the same message. Like,
Oh, absolutely, yeah,
just
yeah.
roll
I
with
mean,
it, man. You
yeah,
just got, it's like somebody said to me one time, like I literally had 40 subscribers, and he said, "Okay, how many of those do you think watch your content or your streams?" I was like, "I don't know, like 10." He goes, "Okay, imagine you had 10 people over,
yeah,
and you're entertaining them, and they're sitting there quietly watching you." It's kind of like that. You're letting them into your room, your space, and you're doing you're here. Here's where I got this guy. Here's the variations of
exactly.
him. There's a lot you could go on with just one
Oh yeah,
simple thing like this from so many different genres and uh, IPs out there. Not just Star Wars, but obviously that's like the big one.
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's what we know and love, right? That's what we try to focus on. But yeah, very much so, man. And yeah, I told you at that time, but again, sorry for your loss.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It's can't even
I
imagine.
try to
But
uh, like whenever I like make a connection with somebody, the first, I don't know, maybe the first month or so, where I feel like this person's, they're not scamming me, they're being legit.
yeah,
You yourself, like you, Eben, Janine, and some other people. Like, I'll spend more time just messaging and just shooting the breeze. Like, how
yep,
did you get into this, and all that, and then we get to know each other that way. And then I started out doing this stuff about the toys, and I love Joey Padawan,
yeah,
and so I'd watch him. Okay, that's how I want to do it. I just want to show my journey collecting this stuff, and then after a while, I was like, man, am I spending this money just to make
yeah,
videos? Like, this is rough. And then there's that social media aspect of it where it's just you could look at this as just like a Facebook type thing or TikTok or whatever, where you just share your love of stuff. Like Darth Wizzy Wiz does that.
yeah,
He'll just share, here's this thing I got, here's some history on it. Um, so that's why I like Fridays watching Spice Runners. They're just chilling out, checking out what's new, from shirts and clothes to a big auction to somebody that's making props to art. And it's really cool because it's like having a conversation with your friend that actually is reading up on stuff
yeah.
and kind of filling you in. Like, oh shit, I didn't even know that was available. Let me look that
Very
up.
true.
And I feel like each one of us can kind of do that in a little bit of that universe, with a little piece here and there. Like you and I were messaging about tonight, and I was like, oh, let me look this up, and then I saw like 3 things. I was like, oh shit,
Yeah,
people are talking about Acolyte too. What? you
yeah.
know Please
Yeah,
don't, but okay.
right. But
Let
hey,
me look.
we're
But
talking about it.
that's just
Yeah,
another part of all of this, So
yeah, very much so. Let me catch up here with the chat
yeah,
because we here we go. Do, do, do,
I got some
do.
offers for vintage in here too. So
Oh snap!
was that Frankie?
It's
Who was that?
happening. Chris and Janine is doing killer work with the 3D printing. Absolutely. Thanks, Chris says Janine. Michelle saying, cool work, Janine. Thank you, Michelle. Janine says, I send stuff to my printer from work. It's like, need to teach the cats how,
She don't even
how to
wait.
pop my prints off when they're done. There you go. Hey, yeah. Make him earn that that cat food. Come on now. Frankie saying LOL. Thanks, guys. Frankie says, yeah, there you go. See, make them earn their keep. Frankie. Yes. Brett, you have such an amazing space, says Janine. It's like,
Let's get in there. Thank
shucks.
you.
um, Pat saying the break room is huge. Lots of room for collecting. Absolutely, man.
Yeah,
But a lot of times it's also about making good use of the space and
yeah,
displaying, right? I mean, it can be a headache, honestly. It can be a headache,
for real,
sometimes
for real.
because you are like in your case, right? Like, dude, I have a not a small space, in general, right? Or what some people would consider to be freaking huge space, but sometimes you just can't get it, the way you think it should look,
Yeah,
or the amount of stuff you want to put on, and you're like, dude, I was like, I have a lot of space, like I have this huge canvas to work with, but I can't quite, get it right. That still happens to me. I still move stuff around, not so much what you see here on camera, but more on the second half that
hmm
you guys don't usually see. I'm always like, man, there's just something missing. Like
Well,
I'm
you have like the old school stuff in storage too, right? Like I
yeah.
remember
So
you having the what was it? You had the I can't remember what it was. You had the old school Transformers or something. I
yeah,
can't remember. Yeah,
that too. And I had stuff from like literally from my childhood. Like my actual
right.
toys. I had a Serpentera from Power Rangers.
That's it. That's
That's like
it.
a
My
freaking
bad. Yeah,
dragon, right?
yeah,
Now I found a spot for it, but it's more on like the closet, right? Which I'm trying to turn into a mini display
yeah.
um, area for my non-Star Wars stuff. Um, but yeah, even then, it's always it's a constant thing, right? Like it's always like, what? I think I got it right, but I could always move stuff around. And so
I don't even know where I'm gonna put my Razor Crest.
there you go.
I
Yeah.
pulled it out the other day to bring it over here, and it won't. It hits the wall, so I'm like, I don't even know where to put this thing.
You know what I've seen people do, and I'm not telling you to do that because I thought about it and I didn't do it. Just to be perfectly, clear.
Yeah.
On top of the details, right? They were putting on top of the details, but they were not attaching one of the wings. So
Oh,
it's like when you see it from the side, yeah, it looks
I
beautiful, right?
guess it
It's
would
right
work.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
But to get it to the width of
Because I love that
this,
stand it came with. Because it
that's the
looks like
thing.
it's
That's what
in
I was gonna
flight.
say. But that's already too big for that
Yeah,
area, right?
yeah.
Um, so I saw people do that, when they first started displaying and stuff, and I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, it's ingenious, because when you see it from the side, you're not gonna know any better. But in my mind, I'm like, I'm gonna know. I'm gonna know it's missing.
Right, right.
It's gonna missing a wing.
Well, and I have the laser workshop
Yeah.
stuff too, so I thought maybe I could just make a stand with acrylic that would hold it upright. I know a lot
Oh,
of people would display the Slave Ones like that,
interesting. Yeah.
um,
Right.
Boba Fett starship.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I thought maybe I could do it like that, because I have the N1 as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of wanted them not side by side, but on each side of this
On the
cabinet or
yeah.
something. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I was thinking, well, maybe I could get crafty and make something that would hold it upright. So I don't know.
That's
Maybe I'll do
interesting.
something like
That
that.
is interesting. Let me know how that turns out because that would
Yeah,
be definitely a space
just an
saver.
alternative way to
Yeah,
display
for
it.
sure. I guess the trick is the weight, right? But if you do wide enough, maybe base, maybe it should be all right.
I think on each side, if you just supported the wings
Yeah,
and just had the tail touch, or made something to hold the tail as well, like 2 pieces or 3 pieces or something, and maybe it would work. I don't know.
nice.
I'll have to mess around with it.
Yeah, yeah, We got Toll Joe's in the house. What's going on,
What's
man? Thanks
up?
so much for joining us. Saying, hey guys. Hey Toll, says Frankie. Hey Toll, says Pat. Marta saying hi. Hi Toll, says Janine. Luis saying hello, General Kenobi. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. Frankie says, doesn't matter as long as it feels right to you and brings you joy
That's
when you
right.
look at it. Exactly. That is the only rule of collecting in my book. Well,
Yeah.
actually, maybe a sub rule should be don't make your family go hungry because you're trying to collect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Louis says Pats. Michelle says a nerdum rules. Absolutely.
Yes, it
Great
does.
stuff, Janine. Frankie says Pats fan. Frankie 100%. Frankie saying, Brett, I have some doubles. Let me know what you're looking
Yeah, I
for.
saw
Oh,
that earlier.
interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I have to hit him up.
Yeah, absolutely. Frankie need a boba. Nice. So by the way, guys, if you're not following Brett here on YouTube, make sure that you check out this link that I drop here in the chat and make sure that you give him a follow. Just watch Rex's video. I haven't seen it, man. I saw him post it. I just haven't seen the actual video yet. Got a lot of catching up to do. Thanks, Soul Joe, says Janine. We got Rob in the house. What's going on? And say, hey guys. Hey, Rob says Frankie. Hey, Rob says Pat. Hey, Pat says Rob. Chris in the house saying, hey, Rob. I saw you over on Instagram, brother. Appreciate you joining here. Hey, Ken. Ultra saying just today on products totally custom of you. Nice. Hey, Frankie. Says Chris. Rob says, hey, Chris and Scylla. I can say, yo, Chris. Everybody saying hi to each other. Love it. Love it. Let's see. So Rob says, I have room for the Razor Crest. Just send it my way, Brett.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Patson says, Brett, you have drop ceilings. Hang it.
I
Dude,
thought about it.
I've thought about that too, but man, I that's just me though. But I would be nervous, bro. Like,
Maybe with a sequel
yeah,
trilogy ship, but
right.
not
Let's try it out.
not
Let's try it
anything
out.
old or new.
Yeah,
Uh,
I'm with you on that one. Let's try on something not as
give it a test
magnificent.
run.
Yeah. What did he just call it? Rouse and Pats. But then you only see the bottom. Yeah. Niño Grogu, ¿cómo estás, hermano? Saludos hasta Chile. Turn it on its side. You can, but the angle will have to be pretty steep for it to like fit, the narrow. But I don't know. I think Brett might be onto something with the standing up.
Well, also I'm gonna do Bestas, so maybe I could put it on top of one of the Bestas because
Yeah,
those are bigger than the detail.
those are
So
bigger. Yeah,
I
you're
think they're
right.
like 16 or 18 inches deep.
Yeah,
So it would
something around
definitely
there.
fit on that, I think.
Nice. Diorama base on sand and Java around it, bolt it up,
See,
and then put it on the wall like you're looking down at it, but it's on the wall. Dang.
see how he wants to get. He's
I
gonna have me
know.
driving over to Ohio to pick it up.
Yeah. Frank is saying, Rob, if you use fishing line, you can angle it. I did it with the vintage Falcon and the TIE Fighter. Oh, nice. Hola Niño says, Pat's fan. Hey Marta. Howler Bay saying, hey, what's up, everyone? Appreciate you joining. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Howell says, Pat. Rob says, if you can angle it, then it will look cool. But then something that expensive, do you want it to be hang? Yeah, that's
Right,
what kind of
right.
what we're saying. Yeah, it's kind of, I don't know, makes me nervous. But yeah, dude. So I'm glad, I'm glad that that you've stayed busy. You have, first of all, the support, right? Like you said, of
Yeah,
your spouse is super, super important.
right.
Uh, I'm right there with you on that. My wife doesn't particularly care about any of this stuff, Um,
When I
like you
came
said,
home yesterday and told her what my cabinets cost just for the back bar, I was
uh-huh.
like, yeah, they were more than I expected. And I said,
Yeah.
they rang it up, and I said, how much? And I told her, and she goes, okay, just remember that when I want this, this, and this done. I was like, okay. I don't know
Yeah.
what else to say, like,
Right.
okay.
Yeah. Hey, that's
They
fair, I
didn't, I
guess.
couldn't come home and go, they gave it to me.
Yeah.
But,
Right.
you know,
Very much so. But yeah, dude, that's awesome, man. So I'm sure it's gonna end up looking amazing, and I'm glad you're trying, you're trying to improve
yeah,
your area, your collection. Try to
yeah.
focus more too, man, because it's hard.
It is. I want to have an area for the 3D printing stuff, and I
Yeah.
have a small laser engraver I want to have in here. So I kind of have like a little work area, and then a large display unit, and then I don't know. It's like stages. Like I don't want to get too many things going at once. There's stuff that's already here that I just have to put back together and organize once the floor is done. So hopefully we'll have the floor about 95% to 99% done tomorrow. A
Nice.
friend of mine's been helping me. He's coming back over tomorrow. Once that's at that stage, I can get things back over to the wall and it just reorganize. But
Yeah.
I've got a ton of 2002 stuff I want to get rid of. I've got some cards. I've been wanting to get back on Whatnot and auction off some of
Hmm.
these cards and stuff. So then I was messaging with Tony, Star Wars Sith, like, hey, because one night I was going to do something the same time as him. I was like, hey, bro, I'm not trying to steal your thunder. I've just got stuff to sell. He's like, no, dude, do it when you got to do it. But I know he's excited about going to Celebration and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, for sure. And
uh,
he's dude, like if you're gonna wait for Tony not to be on stream, you're gonna be
no,
waiting for
he's
a while.
5 days a week, 6 days a week. So,
He's
you know what I
always
mean? Like,
stream.
you get to know people and stuff. You just don't want to be rude. Like, that's your
No,
friend.
no,
Like,
I'm here. I'm just
I
joking,
know
but
there's 30 million other people live every day. So,
oh
like,
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
sure there's people live right now. But when it's like your family, your community, you're like, hey, just letting you know. Like,
yeah, for
um,
sure.
but he's
But
been he's been killing it on Whatnot with the
yeah, he's
cards,
been doing insane, dude.
and
I'm
I
good.
got a ton of that stuff. I'm like, bro, I've got the vintage cards from 77, 78. I've got new stuff. I've got stuff from the 90s. I was like, I need to sell this stuff. Like, I need room. And, you know, so I'm going to be doing some stuff over there. That's like, I think if I could get rid of half of the stuff that's like 20 years old, I'd
Yeah,
probably have enough room for the stuff that's like 40 years old. Because I
yeah,
have
yeah, for
stuff,
sure.
I'm like you, I have stuff over here in the bins in the closet, and it's like,
Yeah,
this stuff needs to breathe.
dude. Yeah, I hear you. And it's always like I said, it's always tough, right? Because you can never really display everything. Obviously, unless you severely cut down your collection, right? And I mean like severely. In my case, I'm talking about my
Yeah,
case.
yeah,
Um, but at the same time, you're like, am I really enjoying it when it's just like out there on a bin? Like
yeah,
it's yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I actually went to a little toy swap meet, I guess. What was it, a couple weeks back, maybe? Um, try to sell some stuff, and so I was selling, like some doubles for Black Series and stuff like that. That I'm like, it's one of those that I'm
yeah,
like, I bought doubles because I was like, I'm gonna open them, I'm gonna display them this way. It just never happened, right? So I was like, you know what? Who am I
right.
kidding? I don't have the space for the regular ones, let alone for the doubles, right? So it's fine. But it was kind of funny because so it's like at a small space, it's just somebody had like the hookup at a local bar, and they let us set up there during the day, right, when the bar is
Yeah,
not technically functioning. So it was people like taking their stuff, to sell, but there was a lot of like stores, like people that do sell this stuff, right, like more of a business, I guess, or more established. And here and there I am with like 20 figs, right? Like I just took some of the stuff that I found on the spot. I just had like a small table. Anyway, some guy comes over and he looks at an Anakin Black Series that I'm selling, and he's like, "Oh, dude, these are really cool. These are from the Target exclusive." I'm like, "Yeah, dude." And he's like, "How much you want for it?" And I was like, "Oh, like 35." I think that's what it was, 35. And he's like, "Oh, it's not a bad price." And I was like, "It's it's in good shape. It's sealed and everything. I meant to open it, never did, etc., etc."
yeah,
He's
yeah,
like, I kind of want the Obi-Wan too, and blah. I was like, I don't know. And he goes, he's like, I'm gonna walk around. I was like, yeah, man, for sure. He comes back 2 minutes later, dude. He's like, the guy
yeah,
behind you. He's like literally behind you. The thing is that we were like set up, I guess, opposite, so we wouldn't see what each
yeah,
other had.
yeah,
He's like, he's got this one also, like the same Anakin. I was like, oh really? I was like, I haven't shopped. I just came in, set up, and I
yeah,
just been here. He's like, yeah, he's asking for 50. For the Anakin. He's like, it's the same one. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like that. My price still stands, bro. Like,
right,
I'm not,
right.
I'm not a
Come get
store.
it.
Like, I'm just trying to get rid of
Yeah,
stuff, right? And he's like, yeah, man, like it's really good price. He's like, I don't know. He's like, let me think about it. I'm like, bro. I was like, all right, dude. I was like, I don't know,
yeah,
I don't know what else to tell you, but yeah, I was like, for sure. I was like, I'll be here. And yeah, no,
My,
he didn't come back. So I was like,
yeah,
I don't know. I thought it was a very fair price. Apparently, pretty good compared to the other
to the
one
other
that was
guy.
there, right? I'm like,
Yeah,
dude, I don't know what to tell you.
the guy that
Um,
owns my local shop, he's in the 501st. He loves
nice.
Disney. He loves Star Wars. So it's cool to go in there and talk to him. And sometimes he gets like little parts for things. And he's different like that too. Like if he buys something from you, he's going to base his price on a percentage above that just to, keep
Oh,
the
for
store
sure.
running. He doesn't even pay attention to the market. He goes
Yeah,
by what he pays,
yeah,
which is like totally hardly anybody does that. Most people will buy it cheap and sell it for whatever eBay's selling it for.
right.
This dude, man, I show clips of his cabinet with the vintage figures, and he's got GI Joe and turtles and wrestling figures and the Pokemon stuff, everything. And I'm not going to say he's cheaper, but for the majority of things, it's so cool to go in there. But I can't go in there because I end up spending every
Yeah,
time because of that. But
exactly.
um, he'll buy somebody out and just have like a bunch of box play sets, stuff from the 90s, and you'll just be like, damn, I want to buy it all because
Yeah,
your prices are great. And he's like, I just don't try to screw people. So I love
yeah.
that. I love that dude. I'm glad he's here. It's amazing because he's like 2 miles from my house.
Oh,
And
that's nuts.
I
That's
tell him every
dangerous, though.
time I see him, I go, bro, I can't come in here. I
Yeah,
love you. I love
that's
you,
what I'm.
man. No disrespect, but I can't come in because
Yeah,
every time I do, I'm paying the light bill. It's like, he
yeah.
just laughs. He's like, I know, but. So
No, for sure. It's
you were that guy at that show. You were like, hey, this is my price.
yeah, dude. I was like, dude, you literally just told me yourself. I didn't ask you.
Right,
It's like you literally
right.
came back to tell me this dude's selling it for 20 or 30, 40% more, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm like, I thought it was a good price, and I guess dude, you know, and the thing is that what got me is like he didn't even try to offer or anything, right? Like he didn't say like, all right, can you do 30? I probably would have let it go for 30 if I'm being honest,
Right, right.
because I was like, I just kind of want to let it, kind of want to get rid of it. Um, I mean, I think I paid what like 27 back when I bought it. So
Right,
I'm like,
right.
as long as I get my money back, I'm
Yeah.
happy. Um, but yeah, no, he literally just came back to tell me the guy behind me was selling for 50 and then just walked away. I was like, all right, bro, like
Like, you're
I don't know
trying to
what to
help
tell you.
me, or what
Yeah,
are you gonna try to?
exactly. I was
I
like,
thought he was gonna come back and be like, hey, the guy's got it for 20.
yeah, yeah, right,
That kind of
exactly.
thing.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
at that point I went like, bro, like you probably should buy it from him. He maybe bought it in bulk or
yeah.
something, but
And
uh,
it's tough. There's things with the economy out there, things with people's
oh, for
jobs.
sure,
Some people are doing great. Some people it doesn't affect. Other people
for sure.
they just can't do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I went to so I was in Virginia in January, and I just punched up on Google like vintage toy shops near me, and I found this place. I posted a big video, and it was like the most vintage of anything from horror to clown stuff to Christmas stuff to Star Wars, Barbies. I mean, just everything,
Dang.
Mario stuff. It was just on most of it was consignment, and it was like just this huge place. I had never seen that much stuff in one place like that, and I just went in there and started making a video, and there was the big Boba Fett from the old school, the 12-inch series or whatever. And I was like, man, that's too cheap. Something's got to be wrong. And I'm looking and looking and looking, and I tell my wife, I said, listen, I'm about to buy this. She's like, no, you're not. I said, just look, just go over there and look at something,
Yeah,
because this is about to go down.
yeah.
And she's like, no, it's not. I was like, just listen to me. She kind of was telling me no, and I was like, I'm telling you, if I can't find anything wrong with this, it's coming home.
Yeah.
And finally, I found something wrong, and I was like, okay. And that's the problem with vintage, is sometimes there's one piece missing
Yeah.
that will cost you more than finding it complete to get. And so I was like, okay, you win. I'm not getting it. It was something, the cape. It was the cape.
Ah,
I was like, I will never find this cape
no,
for cheap.
no, no, you won't. No, you won't. The only reason why I have a vintage 12-inch boba that's missing everything basically
Yeah.
is because the guy was selling for $15, and I was
Oh
like, you know
yeah.
what? I
Yeah.
mean, just to have it, just as a
Yep.
cheapy display piece, I was like,
Yep.
I'm gonna buy it, and I bought it, and
Well, we know
it's
you got a thing for Boba Fett, so
yeah, exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So I was like, you know what? I can't say no to that.
Right.
But don't get me wrong. If I were to piece it together, I would probably end up spending like 50% more than just trying to buy it outright,
Yeah.
complete, right? Like you
Yeah.
said, the first time. That is definitely, I think, one of the hard parts, when it comes to vintage. People sometimes are like, "Oh, why is this figure? It's $20 and it's 40 years old or something." I'm like, "Yeah, because the blaster is 100." Like
Yeah.
like stuff like
Yeah.
that, right? I'm like, you gotta, you gotta decide sometimes, which way you want to go. You want to have the figure by itself, by all means, right?
Yeah.
You can, but if you want to have it complete, that's
Yep.
another ball game.
This this one did me dirty like that right here.
Yeah.
Leia, her blaster.
Yeah.
People selling that blaster for over $100,
Yeah.
and you get into that. I ended up just buying another one that was complete
There you go. Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, right? And
just for that.
yeah, yeah, it's hard. And like I said, if you don't know about it, right? Like, you might see the figure, like I said, for, I don't know, 40, $50, and you're like, dude, it's in good shape. It's not broken or anything. But again, just that one blaster if you want to have it complete, and that throws off your budget. But it's also,
Yeah.
it's part of the how do you call it? Part of the fun in a way, right? Learning about all that stuff.
Yeah.
Um, but like I said, it can come back and bite you if you don't know about it.
Hmm.
Um, but man, I mean, vintage was vintage, I think. Which is kind of funny because I'm like, dude, when they started calling those figures vintage, they were like 20 years old. I'm like, I got stuff that's older now, that's like
And they don't call
25,
it vintage.
26. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's like blasphemous to call them vintage.
Right.
But I mean, I get it, but we might start needing a new term, than just vintage, right? Like maybe,
Yeah.
I don't know, original Kenner or some other designation, right, for
Yeah.
for those figures. Because like I said, if we're talking about vintage, I don't know, I got plenty of vintage figures now. Um, but yeah,
Well, I know
again,
there's a guy that goes to ICCC, and he takes complete collections of the figures from Star Wars to the last 17,
hmm
complete, and he sells for, like, I'm gonna say, close to 2,000 less than what you would pay if you did it all piecemeal,
piece them, yeah,
because he completes the sets and he brings the whole set, and this is how many I got this year, and makes his money, and then comes back every year with them. And I can't
yep.
remember his name, but I've seen him
Think I've seen him, yeah.
um, talking about that, and that's when they do like the room sales and stuff. So, like, if I was gonna start over, that's definitely the guy I would just go. I would just go to ICCC, go
Yeah.
find that guy, and be like, here, because I did my homework and I know I'm gonna save money.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, and of course, time and all that stuff, right? Like
Yep.
that people don't
Yep.
sometimes factor into the cost.
Yep.
Um,
I
so
mean, do you honestly add shipping when you buy something? Because sometimes people say, "Oh, I got it for $100," but did you get it for 100 or you get it for 140 because of
right,
shipping?
yeah,
And you
exactly.
start playing that game, and it can add up real quick when you're
Yeah.
talking like 100 pieces.
Oh, for sure. Are you kidding me? Um, yeah, and I always look at it as, okay, how much did it leave my account, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the price in my head, right? Because like you said, yeah, the price of the item, is one thing, but
Yeah.
okay, yeah, but I didn't get free shipping, right? Or, nobody else paid for the shipping for it. I
Yeah.
still paid for it. So overall, out of my bank account, this amount of dollars left, right? And for me to get this item. So that's kind of how I look
Yeah.
at it sometimes, especially with bigger purchases, right? Um, but yeah, it's one of those things that if you spent 2-3 years looking for a figure, right? And you're like, yeah, but how many toy shows did you go to? Where how many shops did
Yeah.
you drive to? How many con entrances did you pay? Like
Right.
all of that stuff, gas, like et cetera, right? Like maybe it wasn't just specifically for that one, but if you divide it up, it's still an added cost, right? Like to
Yeah.
it. But obviously, we do it because it's fun, and we do it because it's our hobby. But if you start getting down to the nitty gritty, yeah, a lot of these figures are way more expensive than the sticker price, let's call it, right?
How are you how are you doing that for celebration? You're going, right?
I am, yes.
So do you have a budget set up for swag and then a budget set up for vendors? How do you think that's gonna go?
It's gonna go horribly. To answer your question, it's gonna
Yeah,
go to crap like that. Like as
yeah,
soon as I look
yeah.
at anything in there, all of that is
Can
out the
you
window.
imagine, like I can just imagine because I can't go this year. I went to 2019 in Chicago.
Yeah,
Um, that was amazing, and I remember there was a guy that had a one-shot Millennium Falcon
yeah,
with the mold,
yeah. I remember
and it
that.
was all confirmed in this big glass case.
Yeah,
And it was like 8,000 or 13,000,
it's
something
something like
crazy.
13. Yeah,
And it went. Somebody
yeah.
saw it and took it.
Somebody,
I'm like,
yeah,
oh my
somebody
goodness. So
picked it
can
up.
you imagine in Japan? Now you're over in Japan. So just geographically, you're closer to the places that a lot of things were manufactured that have been floating around for the last 30, 40 years, 20
Yeah.
years, even 10 years, even. I mean, you might find something even from the sequel travesty that's just amazing because it's there, you know. So you're like impulse buy. You're
Oh,
gonna have
dude.
to like you're gonna have to go to the doctor and be like, can you sever this nerve just for
Yeah,
like 2 weeks,
exactly,
please?
dude. Seriously,
Oh, dude.
because it hits you from several sides, obviously. So it's gonna hit me
Oh yeah.
from the swag, like the exclusive merch from the store, right? Like the celebration store.
Yeah.
That's one.
Right.
Again, you can only get it there, only in the show, blah blah, right? Okay, that's one. Which I already pre-purchased some stuff, by the way, just letting you know.
Yeah.
Then there's the vendor exclusives, right? So Hot Toys is gonna have an exclusive, Hasbro is gonna have an exclusive, et cetera, right? So
Yeah.
on and
Is
so
that the
forth.
Ronin? I think they've been
Yeah,
talking about the Ronin with the soft cape and
have you
everything.
seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's really nice.
Dude,
Uh,
stuff's already sold out. Just forget it.
the what?
I said stuff's already sold out. Just forget it.
Well, the
Um,
problem with that is that you gotta get it on the spot.
right?
This particular version, right? So I had it pulled up here because I knew it was gonna come up.
Ah, okay, okay.
So that's what it looks like, supposedly. Now, to be perfectly clear, we will see these figures later on, right? Let's just put it out there. We're gonna see them in the regular line and stuff.
Yeah.
But this presentation, this color scheme, it's rumored that the wired cape might be part of the exclusive only, because this is the first time Black Series has had a wired cape on the figure, which looks
And
like,
the droid too. Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Um,
tight, dude.
I mean, look at that. Like, if you can move around, the cape,
Yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah.
dude. But to me, also, of course, a big chunk of it is like the packaging. Packaging is
Yeah.
freaking nice.
Yeah.
Um, and my understanding is that this version of the packaging, that's also part of the exclusive, right? So again, the
Yeah.
figures themselves, we will see we will see them later, right? That's what I'm trying to say. But the whole in conjunction, the packaging, I think the color scheme is going to change a little bit later. So this particular version is what's exclusive.
So you get there on the first day,
Yeah.
you already max out the card.
Oh yeah, it's
What
been bad
what
already.
what's the backup plan? I'm gonna open another account before I
The
go. I
wife's
mean,
card.
yeah, it's just you gotta you have to be strategic, you know, because and then also like if you buy something that's large or more than one thing
Oh
in a
yeah,
special package, like how am I gonna get this home? You know?
yeah.
Uh,
So in were you there for Anaheim,
no.
2022? Okay, so start
Mm,
in 2022, and then I wasn't in London. I didn't go to London,
yeah, me
but
neither.
several of our friends did go. And one of the things that I wasn't like super happy about, I didn't go again, so it didn't really affect me. But I was like,
Yeah.
it kind of takes away the fun. Is that they had nothing there? They had no physical product there for you to buy. It was
They
all
just shipped everything?
it was all a QR. It's like you're in line for a QR code to scan and pre-order something. Like
Hmm.
Hasbro did that, Hot Toys did that. Hot Toys did that to me on Anaheim. I'm like, dude, I want this clone. And they're like, great, here's the QR code. Like, pre-order it, you'll get it in like a year. I'm like, so
Right.
like you don't have like a box here? And they're like, no, these are not, these are not for sale, really. Like, these are for pre-order. And I'm like, so, because I'll be honest with you, then later on, I'm getting buyer's remorse, right? I'm like,
Right.
once
Right.
a month or two after celebration, you're like, bro, how much money did I spend? And I didn't even get anything like physical. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, should I just cancel my pre-order, lose the deposit? Like, you just start going, Whereas when you're there, in the heat of the moment, everything's awesome about it. You're like, screw it, get it, and you walk away with it, and you're like, dang it, now I have it, but it's here. Like I got something to show for, and it's part of the story. But the flip side of that coin is literally what you just said. I gotta carry it. I gotta be careful with it.
Right.
I still got more days in Japan after celebration, so I'm not coming right
Right.
back like immediately
Right.
after. So there I am, lugging the thing around, for another
Yeah.
3-4 days. So it just adds up.
Yeah. And then you're
But
going to have some vendors, I'm sure,
yeah,
on the floor, convention floor, and then maybe it's where you would hope to get an autograph, and maybe they would sign something. But a lot of people won't sign stuff
no,
anymore. They don't. They know what you're gonna. They think they know that you're gonna go back home and just sell it. But
yeah,
I think for most of the time, I would think like the plaques and things, they'd probably be more open to do. But um, just taking an item, it's probably tough
yeah. Some of
to
them
get
have
some money,
like strict rules already about it.
right?
A lot of them will charge you, like upcharge you, right? If it's anything outside of their little photos that they take, the little
Yeah,
8x10s.
yeah.
Anything doesn't matter if it's smaller than an 8x10. It's not by size. It's just the fact that it's something else
It's right.
aside from that 8x10. It's an upcharge. Not all of them will do it, but some of them, I feel like more and more are starting to. It used to be like the high end, like your Mark Hamill's and your Ewan McGregor's and stuff like that would upcharge you like that. I kind of feel like it's starting to trickle down to some of the not like
I
top
think so.
tier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Which, I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those things that, like you said, maybe it's because people are scalping them, and they're getting 10 things signed at a
yeah.
time, and they know they're
It's
gonna resell them.
like it's also like an authentic experience, like when Hector from IWI takes and he makes a trip out to um, like Lucasfilm
Yeah,
and sits down with people from the films and gets them to sign and do signings. It's almost like they have to do like a hybrid thing where it's just a meet and greet thing
yeah,
where you just go, you take some items, some posters, some pictures, and it's just signings like that. And then you have the straight up conventions. It's almost like it almost has to be two different things for some people. Maybe
yeah.
not all, but
Maybe
some.
not
But
all, but no, I
yeah,
agree. It gets tougher, and again, like what you mentioned, with the added cost of everything, increasing, uh, or I should say, actually decreasing. It feels like decreasing spending power each year. You're like, you really start thinking about it, right? Like, is it really worth
yeah,
it? Do I really want it? All that good stuff. But yeah, man. My worry is that there's gonna be vendors out there that are gonna be taking Japanese stuff, right? Like Star Wars Japanese vintage stuff, which
that's
is pretty scarce and pretty
That's
rare,
what I'm
right?
saying. Yeah,
So
you're gonna be like it may be the same item, but it has the different stamps on it,
yeah,
where it was made. Maybe it's on a different card.
yeah,
There's just gonna be this whole other world of things that you're not gonna expect, and you're gonna be like, "Oh shit, I have to get
exactly.
this now
Yeah,
because I don't know how else to get it later." And yeah, I would be in big trouble out there, man.
yeah, for
But
sure.
it's going to be great. It's
Oh
awesome
yeah,
because you get to see another part of the world. You get to see another culture. You get to see how things are done somewhere else. And then you also get to see that thing that connects us with all of our friends here is that love of this common thing that was started, so long ago that we can. I mean, look, we've all got like social media platforms based on just our love of this franchise. So it'd be neat to see it from a different perspective when you're over there too.
yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. And like I said, I'm looking forward to it. But to be honest with you, I'm screwed from the beginning because I'm a big
Yeah,
anime fan too.
yeah,
So, which obviously is everywhere out there, right? It's where it comes from. Uh, Not all of it anymore, but still by far, right? The most
yeah.
produced. It's the thing that they export the most. Now, I don't collect anime things really, but I'm sure I'm gonna see a metric ton of stuff that I'm gonna want to buy, right? Just
Dude,
because.
anything Darth Vader samurai, I'm on. I
Yeah,
gotta have it. Like
Yeah.
I have the T-shirt of him samurai, and I had to get two. And I'm thinking about
Nice.
getting some other stuff that's
Nice. Nice.
I mean, with the 3D print stuff, maybe I'll make something. I don't know, but
Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Rob says, I have 3D print in boxes I still need to finish.
yeah, I do too. I know that feeling,
LeBron
Rob.
in the house saying, don't forget to hit that like button like it owes you money. Appreciate you, LeBron. Thank
Yeah,
you for joining, by the way. Rex says, you will be making great money when you hit 300 years old. That social security will be flowing.
yeah. Okay.
There you go. Looking forward to that. Rex, hi, dude, says LeBron Patson. Just print it, and then you're the only one that will know. Exactly. What up, LeBron, says Rex. You guys, October 4th, Great Ohio Toy Show. Be there. Oh, there you go. Is it twice a year then? Is that
Yeah,
what's
and
going on?
they do the one in Illinois, the Kane County. I think it's like 3 times a year,
Oh,
and that's a
snap.
big one
Okay.
too.
Nice. Where in Illinois again? Sorry?
Kane County.
Kane County. Okay.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's like southwest of Chicago.
Gotcha.
So for me, being in the middle, I could go to Ohio or go over there. Probably about the
Nice.
same time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rob says, I'm glad I'm not into the signatures. You know, I wasn't originally, to be honest with you, but I've had the opportunity, right, to meet some of these people, and yeah, I'd say I'm not, but really I have what, like 10,
Yeah.
12 autographs by now, so I'm kind of in it. I'm
You
kind of
know who's
in it.
got the best autograph, and I think it comes down to just what it is and where it is.
Hmm.
Jeff Sage has sheet music, Star Wars sheet
Yeah,
music with John Williams.
I've seen that.
Bro, hands
Yeah,
down, got to be the best autograph ever.
no, I agree.
I mean, I understand I would want George Lucas's, right? But
Yeah, for sure.
to have the sheet music with Homeboy on it, like that's ridiculous. That's just ridiculous.
Dude, and let's be honest, right? Not to wish ill on anybody, but he's what, 91, 92, something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
I mean, I mean,
It's just
I don't,
however they caught a moment to get him to sign that for one thing,
dude.
and then
Exactly, yeah. I mean,
yeah,
he doesn't go to cons, really, like he doesn't,
no,
do signings or anything like that. So that's like uber rare.
yeah,
At least George Lucas still pops in, every 2 3 years, right? Like you'll see him pop in and like do something, right?
yeah.
And people get signature from him, but still. Janine says, I'm back. Had to hanks some stuff while Scott was offering. There you go. You cannot let that pass, but appreciate you coming back, Janine. Thank you. Say hi to Scott
That's
for us,
right.
by the way. Brett, you want the Vader Samurai helmet? Whoa.
See,
Whoa.
listen to this. Just send me the
Whoa.
file.
Nice. There you go. That's
I
the cool
give
thing
up.
about being able to print your own stuff, though.
Yeah, sometimes, but
Yeah.
I can't match the finish like him.
Oh no,
Rex is
he's
a wizard.
that's yeah. I was gonna say that's where his magic
He's
comes
the
in.
wizard. He's the
Uh,
sensei. I have to go over to his house and have him teach me that shit sometime.
yeah. Pat saying, Jaron, I'm a little bit of a DBC fan, but don't collect any. Dude, same here. Um, I have maybe like 3 figures, from like my childhood. But dude, out there, man, I am, yeah, I'm afraid it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be awesome, but it's gonna be bad.
Yeah.
Janine laughing. Janine saying, calling usually goes, I think. Uh, hey Rex, I do, says Rob. I was like, I will, says Janine. Janine, let's Lee Scott offered. What's up, everyone? Says our brother Archer from Nerd Affiliating. What's going on,
What's
man?
up,
We
man?
talking DBZ? We sure are. Hey Archer, says Rob. Hey Nerd, says Pat's fan. Kane County, says Janine.
Yeah.
Nice, gotcha. But yeah, man. Like I said, we're super excited, of course. I'm super happy that the family is gonna get to go with me. We're gonna be out there for a
Oh,
couple
sweet.
weeks.
Okay.
We're actually leaving in a couple weeks, which freaks me out.
Yeah. So
So
that's something that I wanted to bring up that's
yeah.
really interesting. So a couple days after it's over, we get Andor season 2.
Mm-hmm.
But rather than have it go 6, 8, 10 weeks, it's only going to be 4 weeks. So I was like, I like that they're trying different things with the format, but like they're giving us this stuff so fast, so much. I'm like, okay, if you're only squeezing it into 4 weeks, I feel like they're going to give us like a surprise announcement at Celebration to say, hey, after Andor ends, boom, you're going to get this.
Yeah.
because I was like, why else would it be just 4 weeks? There's got to be a secret in there somewhere.
So my best guess, and I don't know anything, right? But my best guess is there is a what's it called? I think officially it's called Lucasfilm Animation 20 years or something like that, right? Like
Hmm.
the so it's a panel for the animation branch, right? Within Lucasfilm.
Yeah,
And they did say, it's to celebrate, whatever, Clone Wars, Rebels, blah blah, all that good stuff. But there's been rumors that they're gonna use that to announce the next animation project, right? Um, how soon we will get that, I don't know, because people saying, yeah, but we'll probably get Ahsoka this year. I'm like, dude, Ahsoka just started filming. Like, they got a few months of just shooting stuff, right?
right, right.
Let alone post production, sound effects, blah blah blah, right? Like all the stuff that happens afterwards. Like the shooting portion is actually the shortest, right? Pretty much on these shows, because once they're done with that, it can take up to like a year, right, to get the show ready. So I don't see us getting Ahsoka season 2 soonish, right? Like,
Yeah,
I mean, even I'll be honest with you, to me in my head, even a year from now sounds rushed, right? Like to me, we'll probably have to wait more, like maybe end of
yeah.
next year. Um,
It's
so
probably harder on um, maybe not Disney so much, but on Lucasfilm. It's probably hard on them because they have to, keep up with content to help the parent company
yeah,
keep up with the subscriber base. So it's probably tough because, maybe they're pushing them to give us something, and maybe there are people in there that want to maintain some level of
yeah,
quality storytelling, and then there's other people just giving them what they want, and maybe that's lost in translation there a little bit, but it's got to be a tough balance.
oh yeah,
Um, I don't wish that on anybody. I know everybody's calling for certain people's heads and all this different stuff, but I'd rather have very little announcements, but actually have something than a bunch of announcements and then nothing. It's like you've told me how many times about Ray, and now they've supposedly canceled it again,
yeah,
or just kind of like completely silent about it. And like announcements don't make money, and announcements don't get you subscribers on your app. Give them something. Like when they had Mandalorian ready to go, you had a trailer, you had screen grabs, you had scenes, you got a lot of hype, um, and then it came and everybody was on it. And it's like, yeah, we're gonna do this Rogue Squadron and then nothing. You're gonna do this Rangers and all this and then nothing. Like stop with the announcing. Just cut it, shut it down. When you get something solid and it's in production, talk about it. Get it worked
yeah,
up. Like when Acolyte was coming, like they kind of did it in the same way. Like it looked pretty tight, and it was what it was when it came out. But still, it had a build to it. It's like, hey, this could be interesting.
yeah,
This has got me peaked up about it. And then it was what it was. So at least there was something there. And then Skeleton Crew kind of did the same thing. There was something solid to share, rather than just make it. Because so we know when you're there, you're going to be on these panels, and they're all going to come out, and they're going to make all these announcements,
yeah,
and you're just going to be like, please stop.
yeah, for sure. But yeah, to your point, it is kind of tough because we'll be done with the only live action we have promised this year in a month, right?
Yeah, right.
From
That's what I'm
start
saying.
to
So there's
finish.
got to be something else.
And
There
that's
has
it,
to
right?
be.
That we know of, right? So
Yeah.
to your point, they can maybe still squeeze something in this year, and it might be December, right? Like they might show something
Yeah.
until December, but I'll take it, man. Like I said,
Yeah. I just think
it's
there's like a surprise announcement they're going to give
yeah,
you
I'm kind of hoping
to
so.
say, hey, in 4 weeks' time, this is coming. And it could be just like the little kids show. It
Yeah,
could be animated. It could be an animated movie. They haven't even done that yet.
yeah.
I
Hey,
fully
by all
expected like a
means,
Clone Wars type thing. It could be something like that.
yeah,
I don't think they're going to let us go the summer with nothing.
yeah. I hope
Um,
so because that's kind of
but
rough.
as far as the live action stuff, yeah, um, it's just odd to me. I kind of like the theory of doing 3 episode arcs every week for the 4 weeks for Andor. That's kind of cool. Like we're gonna have a sort of a mini story play or a
Yep.
chapter sort of play out. But you're still you know we're gonna be sitting in front of our TVs for 3 hours
Yeah,
every
for sure.
week, and it's like,
Yeah.
damn. Like I've been asking you for more, but this might be
Yeah.
like too much is never enough. But then again, it's like, hey, I'm gonna have to get up tomorrow early and watch the rest of this.
Yeah. Yeah, very
Uh,
much so, dude. And yeah, like I said, I've said it before, and I do applaud the fact that they're trying something new. It's just kind of strange that they're doing it with the only product they announced for this year, right? Um, so yes, I'm with you. I think there's gonna be more this year. I don't know what that looks like. Um, but at this, dude, I'm remember how they did Tales of the Jedi, right?
yeah,
When it was like, hey, by the way, boom, show. And you're like, whoa, like, what is this? Oh, it
yeah,
comes out in a
yeah,
week or whatever, like a month, right? But I was like, here it is. It's here. We got it. It's in a month. Watch it. Done. Right.
right,
And that was one of the best things they've done, in terms of quality. I mean, it was great. And in
yeah,
terms of the build up, because I was like, dude, I don't need 3 years build up for something like this, right? When it might dissolve and never pop out, to your
right,
point. I'm like, do it like that. Okay, fine. Maybe not a month, right? Maybe give me like 3 months, right? But give me something tangible. It's like, hey, man, we're like 95% done with this thing. It's gonna happen in 3 months. You know, uh, here's the date, right? Here's like some stills.
yeah.
Enjoy it. Done. I do like. I would love that. Like, I would love it. To your point, if they tell us, hey, by the way, we made a movie. It comes out in November. That's it. Holy
Right.
crap! Like,
Like people were talking about the episode where Dooku and Qui-Gon, young Qui-Gon,
yeah,
becoming something more. Okay, give us something like that. If it's
right,
animated, do a special, do a 2-part movie
yeah,
type thing. Like,
for sure. Yeah.
I think we'll eventually get there.
I think so. Archer says the start production of season 2. Yes, yes, they did. Very, very recently though. We can only hope. Brett says. Janine says, I just need one masterpiece to come out before I kick the bucket.
Yeah,
I'm getting old. Don't you start. Um, Pat's fan saying, hopefully, Janine, 25 isn't old. Exactly. Thank you, Pat's fan. It's like, LMA, says Janine. Um, yeah, I love that we're getting a movie next year, right? We're getting
yeah,
Mando movie. I don't know what the next movie is gonna be, right? Because
yeah,
everything's been shuffled and canceled and redone and retooled, and directors have been fired and writers have been fired, and producers have changed, blah blah blah. So I don't. Again, at this point, I feel we should know what the next one after Grogu is, right? Like,
yeah.
we should be pretty sure what that is, and even a date at this point. I would think, right, of when it would
Well, they're
come out.
talking about a James Mangold directed movie, and stuff about changing up the story of the Force's originations. And
Right.
okay, I mean, if you're gonna do that, then just do it. It's like stop
Yeah.
telling us this stuff.
Exactly. Yeah. Very much so. Because then, whatever the product is, it's not gonna live up to my hype, right? Because I've been building the story in my head for freaking 5, 6 years
Yeah,
at this point. So yeah, let's just put something out there. At this point, um, let's make it story, centric, right?
yeah,
Um, the spectacle is always gonna be there, right? Like the every single show they've put out looks gorgeous. All right, it looks so good. Um, but I think it's fair to say that they've been lacking on the story department. So if they can just figure that out, oh
yeah,
my lord, like they will have like banger after banger. So yeah,
for sure.
hey, what is going on? Hey, Bunker, you going to Japan? Yes, I am. Are you going? I forgot if I asked you already. But yeah, we are actually leaving to Japan in about 2 weeks, which again, kind of freaking me out. But yeah, we are going. If you are, let me know. We know we gotta hang out there. It's gonna be fun. Hey,
That'll be
Padawan says
cool.
Pat's fan. But yeah, dude, it's again, it's gonna be interesting to see what they actually announce, um, and what actually comes out, right? uh, because we know very painfully those two things are not the same,
Yeah.
right?
I gotta
Yes,
jump
I
off
will
for
be
one
there.
second, brother.
Yeah, no worries.
I'll be right
Uh,
back. Sorry.
sure thing. Oh, awesome, man. Did you get any of the panels? Hey guys, says Padawan Chronicles. Thank you for joining, by the way. But yeah, guys, it's gonna be fun times for sure. At Celebration. Um, I will obviously be posting a bunch of stuff as I'm out there. So sorry if you have notifications turned on for our socials. They're probably going to be blowing up at random times at night out here in the States. But I'll be trying to keep you, informed of whatever I learn. We'll be posting it on Instagram, which, by the way, you can follow us on general.kenobis.bunker. We're also on TikTok now that it's legal again at general_Kenobis_bunker. We are on threads at general.kenobis.bunker. And we are also on Facebook, General Kenobis Bunker, all one word. If you guys, by the way, if you guys are going to Japan, and if you see me, hit me up. I'll be having some extra goodies. I got this in recently. I don't know if you can see it. There's some little vinyl stickers, that says General Kenobi's bunker in Japanese. So, if you see me, stop me, get a sticker, get some swag, and yeah, let's chat. Hope I would love to see some of y'all out there. Let's see. Hit the like button, says Pat's fan. Appreciate you, brother. Thank you so much. Pat says, I did not get any official panels, unfortunately, but I'm excited for the fan panels. Oh, dang it, man. I I logged out. I logged out. I was able to get into all um, uh, celebration stage panels every day, which I don't know how that happened. It was super random, but I got them. So I'm pretty excited about that to be there. With the people there. Yo, look who that is, Saga from the Figure Trap. What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for joining, man. It's good to see you. How are you, man? Can't wait to see your Japan content. Thanks, man. Thanks. You say that now, but you guys are probably gonna be sick of it, because yeah, I'm definitely gonna be posting a bunch of stuff. Ultra says, "All right, guys, gotta go now. I'll see you next time." All right, man. Get some rest. Appreciate you joining as always, man. That's cool, says Janine. Good night, Ultra, says Pats. Good night, Ultra, says Janine. Hey, Figure, says Zombie. Hey, Figure, says Pan. Yeah, good to see you, Saga. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, guys, so it's gonna be fun, obviously. Very much looking forward to it. Stay tuned for coverage and all of the stuff that we are um, gonna be posting. Definitely, obviously not just for celebration. You are gonna be posting, some stuff for Japan content. Here on the channel and on our social media. Gonna be posting a bunch of pictures, all of that stuff. So hopefully you don't get too sick of it, but I can't promise anything. Like I said, I'm very much looking forward for this trip. So I'm definitely gonna be posting a bunch of stuff. But also let me know if you guys are going. Are you going all 3 days? I feel that if you're making the trip, all the way to Japan, I don't know that people are only going for like 1 or 2 days to celebration. I don't know if that's a thing, but you guys let me know if any of you are only going partially um, to celebration, right? Like if you made the trip to Japan, are you only going 1, 2 days? Also, this is a short celebration, man. 3 days. It's pretty
Yeah.
freaking short. It's usually like 5 days or maybe 6 days,
Right.
5 days. Um, yeah, it's kind of nuts. It's kind of nuts. Um, Padawan says sticker is awesome. Can't wait to trade stickers. Oh, for sure. If you're gonna be there, that's straight patches. I have some patches being made. I don't have them yet, which is making me nervous, by the way. But I should have them before I take off. So yeah, guys, if you guys got stickers, you got patches, let's trade out there. Congrats on your panels. Use your Jedi mind powers, dude. It was so random, so random. I had literally, let's see, I had 4 browsers on my PC, 2 on my iPad, and then I think 2 on the phone, like trying to get in to get the panels. and one on the PC just went in like quick. And I mean quick at like 3 minutes after they opened, which to me, in my mind, I'm like, dude, they're sold out. Like they are full already. But no, I managed to book the actual celebration stage, like where the actual, like physically the actors are and stuff. So I want to be there, live with them. So yeah, it was super random, dude. I had a buddy of mine and I, we were on the phone together. Like whoever gets in first gives the other one the layout of where the page, looks like. So you're not like, like wasting time and like, oh, where am I supposed to click? Where am I supposed to go? And dude, he didn't get in till like 20 minutes into the thing. And by then, like a lot of stuff was sold out already. And then
That's
his
sick,
girl
dude.
got in like at 30 minutes, no, or 35 minutes, I think. And everything, and I mean everything was gone. Not a single panel was left. I'm like, dude, that's kind of rough because if you're making the trip, right, spending the money, and panels are a big thing for a lot of people, right? Like that's all they want to do. And if you don't get it, I'm like, dude, that's pretty rough because this close to the show, you got everything booked,
Yeah.
right? Like you got all your
Yeah.
stuff lined up. So don't get me wrong, there's plenty of stuff to do that doesn't have to deal with panels, right? Like you don't have to go to the actual celebration panels. You can go to the fan panels, right? You can go, obviously, shop for stuff. There's demos, there's the clubs, obviously get autographs, get pictures. There's plenty to do. So I'm not saying, oh, if you didn't get panels, your day is ruined. I'm not saying that,
Right.
but I am saying that a lot of people specifically, want to do the panels because they're like, hey, this is where I can see, Dave Filoni and John Favreau and Pedro Pascal, right, and all of these big names that I don't see on other conventions, right? Like this is the one where I get to, see them up on there on stage. Um, but Andreas, good job. Hopefully, I'll see you out there. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be funny, to see so many people that we know so far away, like in Japan. It's just kind of random that we're all gonna hang out coming from the States. Um, but it's gonna be awesome. Janine says I would pass on panels. I'm too I can't. I hear you. Um, but hey, before we take off, Brett, you want to tell here the Bunker Bunch what you got going on? Any projects, anything like that you want to plug? Now's your time.
Yeah. So I don't know that it'll be on a regular basis, but over the next few weeks, and I've been trying to set this up since last year. I'm going to live stream as I complete phases of the collection room.
Nice.
And then I'm also looking for input from the community. So like I went on Spice Runners Lounge the other day on their community page on Facebook and said, hey, can you guys that have Besta setups give me some
Mm-hmm.
photos, give me some input, and I'll take those suggestions as I'm doing my design, and then I'll share that. So that's kind of the move I'm doing this year, because I know this isn't going to get done in a month.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm going to be doing my 3D print area, my collecting area. So I'll be doing a series of live streams, and I'm going to try to do that somewhat weekly. I also have my podcast called Fight the Fear podcast. It's on Spotify and on Apple Podcasts, and we've
Nice.
been trying to incorporate our community here too, because some of the things we talk about are it's like urban legends and lore and UFOs and all this different stuff, or serial killer
Nice.
documentaries, things like that. But we try to also do some like polls, like what was your favorite cereal growing up? What was your favorite morning cartoon on Saturdays?
Nice.
Things like that.
I like that.
So we try to branch into some of that stuff too. So I've been sharing those streams on Wednesdays at like 6 p.m. Central when we do them. So that's been kind of fun. My buddy Jeff and I have been doing that. So just trying to get all this done enough to share it with everybody, and then that's going to take up quite a bit of time, I think, this year, and then also some collecting stuff, and the whatnot, things like that. So I'll be busy, but I would say it all starts with Collecting with Cool on YouTube, and then go over to Facebook and get in my group over there. And I try to post things I'm working on, projects. I try to boost people I know. I try to share things out when I see you guys and anybody else live and things like that. I try anyway. I don't always succeed, but For the most part, I'm gonna say like Wednesdays, Thursdays, and I'm earlier than most of our friends. I'm like between 3 p.m. Central and 6 p.m. Central a lot of
Right.
times. Um, it just works out for me when I get off work. I'll just kick on a camera and
Yeah.
I'm gaming or I'm podcasting or I'm showing something in the workshop area. So, but I'm also like I'm trying to share the experience and get some input from folks because there's parts of this, people comment on the size of the room and stuff. I mean, look, I I I gotta be humble and say like you have to understand that like um 18 years ago I had my car repossessed. I was broke. I lost a home. I mean, dude, life can turn around for you.
Yeah.
So um it's just that I've been very fortunate and I'm just taking advantage of it while I can because you just
Hell
never
yeah.
know. You never know when it can be gone the next day, just like folks we've lost or things we lose. It's just stuff. But I'm having fun with it while I can. So just trying to share the experience. And short answer is just look at my channel for announcements on like Wednesdays or Thursdays. Long answer is all the other stuff in between. But yeah, I'll be around.
No, that's good, man, and we appreciate
Yeah.
sharing the journey too. And like I mentioned before, right, and I'll say it again because it does bear saying. It's worthy. Your support, your support of the community, your support of other content creators, right? Like myself,
Always,
I
man.
I definitely include myself there. And guys, just because you guys don't see us on camera, together, like maybe very often because it's been a while. Like I'm not
Oh
joking. Like
yeah.
it's been I
Yeah.
think probably over a year since the last time we
Yeah. I
we
think
or
you were on my
maybe
channel probably in 23.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I
It's
think
been a
that
while.
was around the time.
Yeah.
Um, so but don't think that means one, we don't like each other, because that's
Right,
definitely not
right.
the case.
Right.
Or two, that we're not actually in fairly constant communication. We do check in with each other, we do
Right.
hang out,
Right.
we do chat, we do shoot the shit every once in a
Yeah.
while. um but
Rex will text me and it'll be some amazing project. He's like, "Oh, I just do this together. What do you think, bro?" I'm like, "Are you kidding
yeah, I was like, what do you want from me, bro? Like, just come on.
me?" He
I'm gonna tell
kills
you,
me with
nah, man,
stuff.
that doesn't look right.
But
Do you?
same thing. Like he and I work together on stuff. So like I'm doing some
Yeah,
autograph plaques for him
nice.
and then trying to help him. Like he got into lasers, so I just try to share what I've learned and help out. Utini
Yeah,
Design has taught me stuff with 3D printing as well as Rex, and then I can give him some stuff on lasers, and we just all kind of share the
exactly.
knowledge. So, but that's what's really cool out of all of this is like we all become friends, and we do spend that time communicating. Where, yeah, like you said, it's not always here live, but it's happening. It's just like 2 years like that, man.
Oh, dude, yeah, it's kind of scary. Now, sometimes
Yeah,
I think about it, I'm like, dude, yeah, I'm me myself personally. I'm coming up on 4 years
yeah,
on YouTube this year, right? Later in the summer, which is like insane to me. Like it sounds not
yeah,
real, definitely. But yeah, guys, without going too much on a tangent, make sure you are checking out Brett, Collecting with Cool on YouTube. I dropped the link here in the chat earlier. Follow his socials, right? Join his Facebook group. Hit him up, if you got an idea. Let him know that, if you've been listening to his podcast. Let him know, you've been enjoying his content too. That's fuel for the fire, right?
yeah,
That always helps. That's always nice when you're like, oh, dude, I didn't know this was going on. You just told me, like, thank you. Hey, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's
Right.
kind of why we do it. Um, like I said, Brett, he is has been, and I hope will continue to be, a great friend here for all of us in the community. And I'm glad that we got a little bit of a chance to catch up. Like I said, our first guest here on the late
Yeah.
hangout, technically. So,
Thanks for having me, man. I
oh,
appreciate
man,
it.
like I said, I'm just glad it worked out for tonight. Sorry about the short notice, but this show is always like literally last minute sometimes. Like
Yeah.
it's literally like,
I think we all do that.
yeah, like I should stream, and I literally get on StreamYard, like create the stream, and I'm like, I'm gonna stream in 10 minutes. Like, and then I
Yeah,
start
yeah,
like blasting everybody out there, like,
yeah,
hey guys, I'm going on live, So I really, really appreciate it. So let me catch up here with the last comments from the chat. And once again, Bunker Bunch, I always, always appreciate you guys joining us here and just hanging out. Just catching up, just winding down Saturday and getting ready for a beautiful Sunday, I hope. But yeah, so let's see. Padawan says big names are on panels like Hayden and Rosario. Yeah, we had both Hayden and Rosario in October here in San Antonio, by the way. Uh, on a panel. It was pretty impressive actually. Plus reveals for shows and movies. Yep, definitely. You work your butt off. You deserve it. There you go, Janine. Very well said, Bob Brett. We got Danny from the Legacy of Nerd saying, "Yo, what's going on, brother? Should be asleep, man. Come on now, you gotta get your rest." Hey, Legacy Sats Pats fans. Janine says, "Yes, for sure." Jose has done welfare checks on me. Hey, that's what we're here for, Janine. And again, guys, in general, sometimes it's hard. We all got our daily lives. We're all running around, and sometimes it's kind of hard to just pause for a little bit and be like, you know what, I want to check in on some people, right? Like let's see how they're doing. Hopefully, sometimes I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I just say I'm hoping they're doing better than I am right now. But if not, then maybe we can talk about it. Both our stuff, what's going on. So it's always kind of a good thing, right? Regardless.
Yeah.
Diver says, "Did you hit more phenomenal today?" I did for like 30 minutes. The kid was, took a look at the Power Ranger stuff, and he was like, "All right, I'm kind of done." So I didn't really stay. But yeah, it was good. Uh, Always the behind the scenes love for sure, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone. Says Brett. Hey, that better says Rob. See you, everyone. Patsman says awesome stream tonight, guys. Much love and respect. Good night, everyone. Have a great weekend. Absolutely, Pats. Appreciate you, man. Good night, friends. See you in Japan. Safe travel. Yes, for sure, man. I'm looking forward to it. We'll see you out there for sure. All right. So with that, thank you again for joining us. Thank you to our guest, Brett. Go check him out again. Collecting with Cool on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram. So thanks again, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Have a great Sunday, and we'll catch you on the next one. Peace out, y'all.
Later.